Okay, so welcome to another tutorial. This is one on how to put lyrics over the top of the songs that we've been doing at our church, Christ Church in Norris Green. So first thing I do is open up OpenShot, and it's a starts up with a new project, and then I want to import, so I go up and click on my green cross, go and find it on my hard drive, the video of the musicians. So video service songs, it's Our God is a Great Big God, and open up that video. So it imports that into the project. Open. And I can drag it down. I put it on my bottom line, track one. Then things I need to do next. I need the words. So go to your browser. I use Google Chrome. I've got this folder set up with all the song PowerPoints. I just put it in it's Google Slides. So to save formatting it each time, I just right click and click make a copy. So let's do that just to show you. So take an old one, and it comes up here at the top, copy of When I Survey. So I just click on and rename that. Where is it? Rename. I can't see for looking. So it'd be Our God, but this is just going to be a demo because I've already done it. So you call it Our God is a Great Big God. I've already got it below it there. So you go in, and it's got all of the slides from the other song. So I'll just tell you what formats I use. I use a theme, which you just click here for themes. If you were setting up from brand new, or you'd change something and you didn't want to go and create a new one, it's just this simple dark theme, and it's slightly off black, and it's not one of the colors that you can pick in background here. So it isn't black and it isn't that shade. It's sort of in between. I quite like it. It seems to blend in well when you do this other effect to make it sort of translucent so you can see through it. And then the font, I've just picked Calibri. I like it, think it's easy to read. And so it's Calibri 24 for the song title. And then in here, I've got two text box set up so I can get more text on the screen, which means less transitions, which means less work. So it's slightly quicker to produce a song. So we'll be changing this. Let's just change it quick to Our God is a Great Big God. So got capitals on God. Try and emphasize God's at the center of our worship as Christians. So Our God is a Great Big God, and that's kept the format, and it's still Calibri, still 24. And so on this page, you can see it's Calibri and it's size 18 font. Also, you can see if I select that there, if you see this line spacing, it's 1.15. It just gives that a little bit extra, makes it, I think, slightly easier to read. Still allows you to get lots of text on the screen, but if you did double line spacing, you're not getting as many verses on. So again, it's about reducing the number of fades between screens. Makes it quicker to produce because then you've still got to wait for it to compile at the end. So we need the words, the lyrics. So we go, I use Google search engine. Other ones are available. So Our God is a great big God, and lyrics at the end. So you're looking for the lyrics, the words of the song. Now, this one is a bit strange. So in the search terms, you can see some of the lyrics, Great Big God by Mike. So I could have picked that one, but I went to this one because it started off saying, Our God is a great big God, our God is a great big God, our God is a great big God, and he holds us in his hands. So, Great Big God. Went to this one. select, right click, copy, go to our slides, Google Slides. Now, I don't select everything. What I do, I tend to leave the first 2 words still there. Right click, click paste, which means I can select that word and do this paint format, which is a real nifty tool. Saves remembering all your formatting. Oh, I didn't tell you what colour this font was either, because it isn't white and it isn't black. It's a grey. So selected that, clicked on the format, and just drag it over this, and it changes it. Sometimes if it's like a really long song and it goes off the screen here, and you have to, when you release your left click that you've been selecting with, you have to then go and click in here for it to format it. And so just delete those first couple of words, and I've got the song in here. So what you'll notice, we've still got the old words from the other song, When I Survey, which we're going to get rid of now. So we go, our God is a great big God, he's higher than a skyscraper, deeper than the sun. And this is sort of another verse chorus thing. Well, I suppose I should have, it's probably all of that, isn't it? Okay, we'll cut all of that, and we'll just select all of that. You can right click and paste, or Windows, it's Control V is paste, Control X cuts, Control C copy, Control V paste. Really handy shortcuts on your keyboard. Saves doing all the right click and faffing about, but so you can see, right click, click paste, it's pasted over the top. It's the same formatting, and that's your words. In Mac, I've got a Mac here, it's the Command key, and again, Command X, Command C, Command V, cut, copy, paste, X, C, V. Great shortcuts. So I didn't tell you what color this was, this font here. So if you click on your select, so if you're selecting all of your text, oh yeah, Command A or Control A is select all. Text color, and it's this light grey 2. There we are. So if it was white, it's quite a contrast and it can appear quite harsh. And in videos, you tend to see white, and you want it to be this slightly different than the white, so it stands out still. And your eyes can sort of fill in the blanks if it's got a hazy shape to it, so the light grey sort of works well. So that these colours, the sort of off black and the off white, the grey, light grey, seem to work well when they're overlaid over all the different colours in the video that we seem to be getting. So this is the format here. So if it had other verses, what I tend to do is right click on here, duplicate slide, because I don't want that blank one anyway. Duplicate the slide, because then I can, if I've left the end of the next few verses on here, then I can duplicate the slide before I delete it. So I've duplicated it, focus is on this one, go back to this one, delete the, oh my goodness, so okay, Command or Control Z is undo, Command or Control Y is redo, other great shortcuts. So I'd select the last bit and delete that, I don't want that on the first slide, go to my second slide, then go and, so if there was text below this, I'd select this because I don't want this anymore, delete this, and it brings up my other text into view, and then I can maybe cut and paste it across to this first one, and then work on this second text box after that. But in this one, I don't want that, so I'm going to delete that slide. So what I do next, really simple, is I make it a PowerPoint slide, not PowerPoint, not Windows. Try and get things for free if I can. So it's got that. It's lost the little detail at the bottom. Let me just go and click present again. So you can see it's got this press escape. We don't want that, and we don't want this bottom bit in the slide. So I move my mouse off screen. I've got 2 screens, dual screen. And then on a Mac, it's Shift, Command, and number 3 on the number line bar. Does a screenshot. And then I do right arrow. Does it work with? Well, you can click, but then it brings this rubbish up at the end, which you don't want in the video. Wait for it to disappear. On Windows, I've got Windows keyboard. See the Windows key. If you press that, try not to drop your expensive computer equipment. And then there's this print screen button here as well. Print screen button. So it's Windows and print screen, and that then saves it to. Oh no. Saves it to somewhere like My Pictures. Let's go and find it quick. How to take a screenshot on a Windows PC, and it is this first website I looked at. So I knew about print screen, and it copies it to the clipboard, but you don't want to have to copy it to clipboard, go and paste it into a Paint program or something. You just want to have this saved somewhere easy. Okay, so it saves it to User, Pictures, Screenshots folder on Windows PC, so you can see this here. So you're pressing the Windows key and the print screen button, takes a screenshot. So on the Mac, we've taken screenshots. Because I've got dual screen, it creates a screenshot of both of them. So you delete the ones you don't want. I'm just selecting those off screen there, right clicking, move to bin. So, you know, if you had dual screen on your Windows PC, it might have 2 of those screenshots as well. Just keep the ones that you want. And then I'm right clicking. Can't see this bit. It's in the 2 folders there, and the 2 files, even screenshots. Let me, in fact, so that you can see, because this is a tutorial after all, find it. So I'm just going to drag and drop them into here. So it copies them, it leaves the sources on the desktop. So I'm just going to move those to bin to keep it clear. So I'm going to rename these, right click, rename, and then our God is a great big God. You probably don't have to type the full name. And I'm going to call it 1, and I'm going to do Command A, Command C, select all, copy it. So when I click return, it's saved it there, and then I can right click, rename. So I left click first and then right click, because I think on Mac, if you just try and right click and then click rename, on the desktop it works. It's sometimes the focus isn't on, so I left click then right click, just so it saves tripping the computer up. We've got our 2 screenshots there, 2 image files that we're going to overlay over the video. Right, so let's go back to OpenShot and let's import, we want those 2 images. So open it up. Would you like to import? Oh, God is a great big God. 1 PNG as an image sequence. No, I don't, because it doesn't work. When I do that, I found out by trial and error. Now next, we're going to we've got the timeline at the beginning. I'm just going to play and listen and decide at what point I want my first slide. So I'm watching. So I'm just going to change the focus, so I'm zooming right in. I've paused it at the point I want to snip off the beginning bit, and you can see this is selected in red. I'm pointing with my finger. I should point with the mouse, shouldn't I? Right click on it, click splice. I want to keep just the right side. I want to get rid of the left side. And I'm just going to zoom out again so I can see more of this and drag it more easily. Now the first bit I'm dragging over is this title. Our God is a great big God. Okay. And I'm just going to find out how long I want it. So the music started there. So I'm just going to extend this so that I know my first image is here, second image, I'm going to drop in next to it there. Now, if you had different verses, different images for different verses, you'd slot them in at different places. You'd listen, you'd find out where the words were needed. But thankfully, this is a really easy, simple one. And I'm just going to extend it towards the end of the song. In fact, I'm just going to listen to the end here. So spacebar is a... Okay, so I like the end there. I'm going to leave that. I don't know if it's jumping, recording and playing videos at once on a MacBook Air. It's not great. So I've stretched the image to the end of the video. So what you'll see now, because track 1 is the video and track 2 has got the images on, and the images are over the top. Let me do this. So here's the video. Images are over the top, so you can't see. But what we're going to do is make this image translucent so you can see through and see the video behind it. So we're going to do that. But first, before we make it see-through-ish, we're going to right-click and we're going to fade in and out. I do an entire clip, fade in and out fast. So I right-clicked on my image, and I'm just going to select, right-click on this one, entire clip, fade in and out fast. So it's going to fade in and out between them. And now is the really exciting bit where you get to zooming in, going to the beginning. Now, I think this is called keyframing, but if you can just see this tiny little green line here. Oh yeah, if you haven't got this properties up yet, if it's not stayed up, how do you get it up? In view toolbar. Is it in views? Okay, so there's simple view without it. Sorry about this, I've forgotten. And advanced view with it. In the advanced view, because you're doing slightly more advanced things in these videos. Let me just drag this up here. So you can have 5, or you can have more tracks if your computer's really, really good. If you've got a super duper computer, your computer will probably be able to handle multiple videos all at once, overlaying lots of different videos, lots of different effects. This can't. This little computer, it's not that powerful, and it seems to chug along. It's not designed for video editing. It's just because we're in the COVID-19 situation. So what you notice, as I drag this line along here, can you see the alpha channel? It changed, so it's at 0. So this is the fade, 0 to 1, and it's fading all of the way in. Well, we don't want it to fade all the way in because we want to be able to see through it. So you notice at that little line it is 1 exactly. So these green markers are really helpful, the keyframes. So I'm going to double click on here and type 0.5, enter. So that's on my number pad. If you've not got a number pad, 0.5, return. We'll do the same. So enter and return, different names on the keys. And what you'll see now is it fades into this and it stays at that. Not all of the way, because it's fading to a 1 here. It's fading from 0.5 to, and it's going to finish at this at 1 because that's the next marker where it's doing something different. So we leave the timeline. We've zoomed in because you need to have it zoomed in to make it easier for you. If you keyframe off slightly, so if I did it here, it'd fade to black and then go into your 0.5, it'd jump. So we have the line over here. There, it's covering the green line. Red line covering the green line. Select the alpha channel, 0.5, enter. So now this image, it's, if I just press my spacebar to play, you can see it fade in. It's going to get towards the end in a moment. You won't be able to hear the audio on this. I'm listening on my headphones. And then if you notice, it fades out. And then the next image fades into black because we haven't changed that one yet. So I'm just going to pause that. I'm going to select this image and I'm going to, so if you I've got lots of images, sometimes you roughly get it in the right place and then zoom in so that you can hover it right over. Now, I've been trying to teach as many people about this as I can, because the more people that can edit videos and produce interesting materials, the better. The more people will be engaging with things online, church services, whatever else that people are producing. So here you'll notice, it wasn't lined up very well. And if I move this here, it's left the fade. The fade is left in that mark on the video, on the image. Sorry, this is the image. This is the video. Oh yeah, we should fade the video in and out. Entire clip, fade in and out fast. And also, so it's again selected in red, isn't it? And right click. I want the volume to entire clip, fade in and out fast. And what that means is it sort of is a soft transition between. So you might have faded out from another part of a video in a service or whatever you're doing, have a fade to black and fade in from black, and the volume as well is fades and then fades in. So one, oh, can't get my hands on one, this one, it's beginning of your clip, it fades in, end of your clip fades out into the next one that fades in and then fades out, if you get what I mean. So we've done the volume there, but if you notice here, I should have zoomed in and lined this up properly just so it's all a bit smoother. And so the fade is only a partial fade, it won't do it properly. So I'm going to have to sadly go back here, right click, I've made a mistake. I'm going to take the fade off, right click, put the fade back on, entire clip, fade in and out fast. And then I have to do this alpha channel keyframe again. I think it is called a keyframe. If I'm wrong, please do let me know, because I want to learn. Don't want to spread misinformation. There's enough of that. So 0.5, go back to the end here. I'm sure it was called keyframe when I watched a little tutorial video myself to doing this. You learn loads of things on it, on YouTube, on the internet. Hopefully lots of good things. So there we go. That is how I put these words, the lyrics, on the screen so that we can watch a video and sing along. So if I just show you it fade between them. So if I click play, just wait a moment, you'll see it fade. So you saw it had faded in before, didn't you? It's going to fade out. So you're going to be able to see clearly the video, and then this other one fades in. I'll just press spacebar. So this not black, dark background that sort of overlays over the top seems to mask certain colours well, and then this font that is light grey too in Google Slides seems to work well. So you can see around the light reflecting on the wall here from a light behind the sofa. It isn't pure white there, but if it was, this light grey would still stand out on the pure white. And then this, so the only time it's a little bit hard to read the words is, so this label, if it was a lot bigger and the words were over it here, and so I think one of the videos you might have seen, he's moving about a bit. and he's got a big label on the front of the shirt, his jumper, and it just made it slightly harder to focus on what the words were. So I do like it when people wear plain tops when I'm putting words over the top. So it's all these different things that you notice when you're putting the videos together, and you're watching them back. So that's it. And the next thing we do, because I don't want to have to edit this song video in the middle of editing other videos, so I compile the songs separately. So I'm going to click the compile button. I haven't even named the project yet. Best thing to do when you first start a project is save it, because if it goes wrong, then you've got a record of it. You've got a save somewhere. It's our God is a great big God. Goodness me, that's terrible. Our God is a great big God. It's terrible, that. Sorry about that. And it's going to be in this folder. In there. Our God is a great big God. Save. So when I compile it, it's going to compile it to that folder, hopefully. Let's have a look. Compile. Video service songs. Our God is a great big God. Folder, and then the title of the name of the file, the video file, is Our God is a Great Big God. This tends to be MP4 H.264 720, so it's 1280 by 720 and 30 frames per second. I was talking about this with someone the other day and saying, you know, we're not the BBC, we're not going to be perfect. We don't want to take up loads of bandwidth when people are watching videos. I think 1280 by 720 is good enough. I'm not paying for the YouTube channel. I don't know if it would let me do a higher quality, but I don't really want to, because it takes up more storage space on my computer. It takes up more time to compile, compress it all into a video file, and then it takes more time to upload, which is a pain in the bum. So I keep it at these settings. I want the quality to be as high as possible, though, in these settings. So if I put low there, why would I want low? I do want it as high as possible, but that's, again, probably going to make the file bigger. But I want the frame rates and the resolution to be set like that. But yeah, I don't want it really low and grainy and awful, because you put a lot of effort in. But I think that's a good base, you know, sort of the minimum and maximum that I want to be. I'm going to click export video. It's going to export it. It takes some time. Go and grab a cup of coffee. Go stretch your legs in your garden. That's what I don't do enough of. Go play with your kids for half an hour, 15 minutes, half an hour while that does it. And then come back and it'll have the 100% and it's done. If you've got any questions, you do email me at tomlangdonsmith@gmail.com, or search for me on Facebook if I don't get lots of friend requests. I don't want lots of friends on Facebook. I like seeing people face to face. Yeah, so do that anyway. Thanks for watching, and hope it goes well with all your video editing. Goodbye.